Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Cosmic Culture, your hotspot for all major movie and television news, breakdowns, theories, and more. I'm Chris, and today we're talking about the expansive vision for DC moving forward into the next few years. Now, truth be told, there's only really one project for 2021 remaining for DC, and then following that, we're kind of waiting around for a lot of movies that are in development and that are expecting to be announced. There are also a lot of projects that were previously announced that have kind of been scrapped or shut down up until further notice. So we'll cover those as well and give you all of the vision that DC is currently working on from here forward. If you're interested in all of this crazy major movie television news, be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any of our daily uploads, and also check out Cosmic Culture on all of its other social media, including TikTok, Twitter, and Discord. The link for all of those are in the description down below. Now, we've only really received two projects as of recently, one coming at the end of 2020, and that was Wonder Woman 1984, which was released on Christmas Day in theaters and in HBO Max, and even more recently, the Snyder Cut, which was a 4-hour and, in many opinion of others, masterpiece that really got fans excited for any future projects of the DC franchise and the DC universe. So here we are talking about what you can expect moving forward and exactly how DC is planning on stretching out its wings and providing some kind of awesome content for its amazing fan base. However, this year you only have one more movie to look forward to, and that is The Suicide Squad, which is expected to release on August 6, 2021. We have received a full trailer for this from the DC Fandom event. James Gunn, who is heading it off, is very excited, and I think we should be as well. It looks like it's going to be a terrific movie. It is rated R and features a ton of different characters, including many who we will be seeing on screen for the first time. But don't get too attached to these characters, as anybody is up for grabs as far as destruction and death go, including the marvelous Harley Quinn herself. Very excited to see how this movie plays out, and it will be coming up in August 6th, assuming that this release date actually sticks. Following that, we do have The Batman, which will be coming out March 4th, 2022 now. This also had to suffer some delays due to COVID and all of that we're very familiar with now. However, this should be a very anticipated DC film for a lot of fans. They have wrapped filming already for this, and I think based off of the trailer we got, some of the different tones and scenes we've seen, the concept art, this movie is going to be an extremely good fit for Batman, and it tells the stories of Batman in his very early years of taking on the cowl and becoming the character. So it'll be an interesting take, not something we've seen before, and of course there's going to be a lot of action, fighting, and some very cool villains, and I'm very excited to see how it comes out, and I hope you are as well. The next one is a big one, and I'll explain why in just a second, but it is the Flash movie, which will be coming out November 4th, 2022. Now, the reason this is so big, and this was explained recently by Warner Brothers, where they talked about the extension of the Snyder Cut, and how fans were claiming, crawling, and crying for hashtag Restore the Snyderverse, which they very kindly, or not so kindly, shut down and said, "Thank you, Zack Snyder, now get out." And the reason that they gave us was because their plans to move forward with the multi-dimensional characters and the vision they have for the DC multiverse. Now, this was all explained to us back during DC Fandom, and it all starts off with this Flash movie. Everything that happens in this Flash movie will be a defining moment for the future of the franchise, and it will be how we can see what DC's plans are for the future and where these movies are going to be able to connect, intertwine, and intermingle with themselves to become whatever it is exactly DC is planning. Now, it is a little bit confusing because they talk about how there are an infinite number of universes that are parallel to each other and an infinite number of combinations of each character with whatever form it needs to be, your race, gender, however, and it'll be interesting to see what that exact plan is, but I'm excited at first because they're talking about Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck, Wonder Woman, maybe multiple Supermans being involved in this film as they are exploring the multiverse. And although it has been shut down any actual connection to the Snyder Cut becoming canon, we did get a really cool look at the Flash's quantum abilities when he was running back in time. So hopefully all of that can play out and we'll be able to see something similar, and the Flash got a really, really cool look and we were able to really see the character and how he's going to be able to perform in the Snyder Cut. And again, keeping in mind that this isn't canon, doesn't mean that they can't take that same personality that we kind of liked way more than in the Justice League and turn that into what we can expect on film. So hopefully that plays out that way, and this is going to be a very important movie moving forward for DC. Following that, continuing in the DCEU, we have Aquaman 2, which is expected to come out December 16th, 2022. Shazam! Fury of the Gods follows that on June 2nd, 2023, and we are expected to, right before that film, receive the Black Adam movie, which does not have a release date, but up to this point, we were anticipating its release before Shazam 2. Now, Black Adam, obviously featuring The Rock, has the potential to be a outstanding and fantastic DC movie, just because, one, the characters who they've included, the actors who they have playing them, and all around the way that this is going to connect to potentially Shazam and other movies within the DCEU or the DC Universe, depending what direction they decide to go with this Flash movie. Now, the Justice Society is anticipated to make an appearance in this film with a few different characters who, again, we haven't seen on the big screen, and they're really starting to broaden the horizons, starting with these newer films coming out in 2022 and 2023. Now, that's as far as actual fitted set movies that we know are coming out and about when they're coming out or exactly when they're coming out for the timeline are. That's all we have, but there are a ton of rumored projects, trashed projects, greenlit projects, and things we should talk about to continue being excited for the future of DC, because there is a future, just hopefully a very good and bright one. There was the talk of the Trench movie that we saw a little bit about during Aquaman when we did see the Trench, and there were some really cool scenes. I'm not sure exactly what details they're going to have with this movie or if Aquaman will be included, but this is still currently in development. There is the Justice League Dark TV series, which is currently in development, and the Green Lantern Corps TV series, which was supposed to be featuring multiple different Green Lanterns in this TV series, which is currently also, as we're hearing, in development. So a lot of projects that are currently in development and currently greenlit, hopefully those all end up becoming actual projects we can watch and TV shows and movies that we can enjoy. Now, there are also a lot of rumored and shut down or delayed projects, and we'll list those off as well. And they are as follows. The Cyborg movie, which is currently kind of scrapped or delayed because of issues with Ray Fisher, who is the actor that played Cyborg in the Justice League. There are some problems with the way he was treated, and he doesn't want to move forward with Warner Brothers anymore because he doesn't feel they handled it properly. We're waiting to find out if they're going to make a new actor for the movie or completely scrap the movie altogether. Then there's the same issue with Superman. There's either a Superman reboot movie in the wings where we're hearing we might have a new Superman played by a person of color, or Man of Steel 2, which I'm not exactly hopeful to see. I don't believe that's going to happen. I would love to see it. I would love to have it happen, but I'm not expecting that to happen. I would anticipate they're going the Superman reboot route instead. We were promised there would also be a Jared Leto Joker film, but I wouldn't hold your breath for that either, as he was Snyder's man. He was picked by Snyder, and he was supposed to have a future in the Justice League 2, as we saw at the end of the Snyder Cut, and his involvement in Suicide Squad and all of that was supposed to be connected through what Snyder was working on, and with him getting kicked out, I'm pretty sure Jared Leto's gone as well. Next to the Joker film, there was also heavy discussion and rumors of a Harley Quinn solo film, not Birds of Prey, but Harley Quinn, that was going to happen, but that is also reportedly dead as well and will no longer happen and isn't moving forward. And then, of course, the highly anticipated Joker 2 movie, which is still rumors and is still in development. There is no actual word on whether or not this is a legitimate thing that's happening or if it's just something fans are willing into existence. Obviously, the first Joker film was fantastic, was extremely well received, but I don't know for sure if they had plans to move on with a second. We got the cool story of the Joker's origin, who he is, his name, and a lot of other cool things to go along with that, but if there will be a sequel is still up in the air and is unsure up to this point. Now, of course, there are a lot of other slightly rumored things to be going on, like Lobo, Nightwing, Batgirl, The New God, Static Shock, and a lot of other movies and TV shows that have reportedly been talked about and are in discussions and development right now over at DC and Warner Brothers, but all of those are just kind of word of mouth right now. We don't have any hard evidence for them, but of course, we'll let you know on this channel when these become announced projects, posters, titles, trailers, all of that. So be sure to subscribe and follow along for more. Those are all of the projects right now for DC. It's a little bit of a mess, and the direction is still currently being defined. Hopefully, when the Flash movie does come out and following these next 3 or 4 fit and firmed movies, we'll have more of an idea of where they're going, and more of these projects that they are actually working on will be revealed to us. But I do think they're waiting for that Flash movie to come out to show us the direction and then continue onward from there. Until then, look forward to Suicide Squad, Aquaman, The Batman, and of course the Flash movie, and hopefully shortly after, fans will finally receive a little bit of an idea of what's going on over at Warner Brothers with DC. Let me know what project you're most excited for, or a project that wasn't listed here that you hope will actually end up happening and you can see on the big screen or in a TV show in the comments section down below. As always, thank you to everybody who watched to the very end of the video. If you found it helpful, useful, or entertaining, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like I've mentioned, and check out our other content on different social medias, including Twitter, TikTok, and Discord. Guys, thank you so much, and we'll catch you in the next one right here on Cosmic Culture.